Good morning, Lumberjacks. My name is Cassie. I will be taking over your Snapchat today. I am a junior at NAU currently studying International Affairs and French, and I am also studying abroad in Toulouse, France, where it is 4:30 p.m. right now. And I am here to answer any questions you guys have, take you through a day in the life, talk about some clubs at NAU, and yeah, stay tuned. Alright friends, so I am sitting here at the river with Emma and Iona, who are also students from NAU studying at Sciences Po in Toulouse, France. Here's the river. I think it's one of the most beautiful parts of Toulouse, but I'm going to tell you guys why I chose to study abroad, and it's mostly because French is my minor, so I figured France would be a good option for me. I also figured that being an international affairs major, it makes a lot of sense to study abroad, and although it's not required, it's highly encouraged by your advisors and faculty. So the process of study abroad is actually really stressful, but it's super worth it once you actually get here and get to see beautiful views like this, especially for someone like myself who's never been out of the country before until this trip. I'm here for 4 months, so I have plenty of time to travel around Europe, go wherever my visa will allow me to. I highly recommend traveling when you're studying abroad, just going on the weekend trips. Most European schools, you don't have too much homework, so there is time to travel depending on what school you choose. I'm also a member of the Model United Nations Club at NAU, which is basically an international debate team. We travel all around the country and we simulate what the United Nations would actually be like, debating real topics and sometimes not real topics. There's also crisis committees. It's basically political LARPing. It's super fun, and anybody's open to join. You don't have to be a political science or international affairs major. So joining Model United Nations NAU is super easy. All you do is show up in room 217 in SBS at 7:30 p.m. every Tuesday, and you can get more information about the club, how it works, costs, dues, that kind of thing. As soon as you show up, the officer corps is great. They're super helpful, super friendly, and yeah. So studying abroad is pretty expensive. I did have to work 2 jobs back in the States to save up money to be here because visa costs, getting even just things as simple as getting your passport, room and board, food, that kind of thing, your flight over here, it all adds up, but it is manageable. I am from a pretty low income family, so it was pretty rough to save up that money, but once I got here, it all felt worth it. And there's also scholarships, loans, grants you can apply for, and all your student aid will transfer over. So most European states do require you to get a student visa. If you're doing a program that's longer than 3 months, then you do have to get a visa because you can stay in a country for 3 months with just a passport. But as soon as you go over 3 months, technically you're living there, so you do need a student visa. But it is specific to each country. Most European countries require you to have a visa, but if you're going somewhere in South America, they might not require you to. So it's not required to know the language of the country that you're going to stay in, but you should probably know like basic hellos, goodbyes, can I have a glass of water, that kind of thing, or else it's going to be really, really rough to live there. The homesickness is pretty awful at times, I'm not going to lie. It's mostly because of the time difference, so you miss talking to your family and your friends on a normal hour, but the more you go out, the more friends you make here, obviously the better it gets. Not gonna lie, I still call my mom like every other day, sometimes every day. But they said if you bring pictures, it kind of makes you feel better. So I brought all of my pictures. So that kind of depends on you. It depends on how active you want to be in the club. If you want to go to a lot of conferences, it can be pretty time consuming at times. Just because you have to write position papers and you have to do a lot of research for your debate. Depending on the committee you're in. So it can be time consuming, but it is so worth it. Conferences are so much fun. So I do have to cut this a little bit short because I'm 8 hours ahead of you guys and it's like 10:40 or something like that. And I have class in the morning, so I have to go. But hopefully I got most of your questions answered, and I hope you guys learned something from this. I hope you join Model United Nations Club because pretty fun. And I encourage you guys to study abroad. It's pretty great, but yeah, thanks.